All right, guys, just a little bit of well, first of all, I almost couldn't speak right there. Jersey crypto here. The whole market's in a funny spot. We're going to just give it a once over, just like a broad overview of everything going on. And then towards the end, I'll bring up a couple coins. But either way. So right now you got Bitcoin, peaked up over its all-time high, creating a new all-time high, and then kind of dipped under its previous all-time high. That's normal. That's what we want to see, in order to support this being a bull market. Now, overall, you zoom out on Bitcoin. In the past 10 years, Bitcoin, it kind of looks like the trend is just up. You know what I mean? It's up. It's infant stage asset class that caught traction and is heavily being adopted as much as possible for something that's not totally regulated, even though there's a ETF out there now. So obviously that's becoming more and more regulated every day, which will probably slow down the appreciation of the asset somewhat, because regulations are meant to slow things down. That's the whole point. They need to control the money so that when you control the money, you control the outlook of life. They want to have some control over what people think is an appropriate direction to take in life. And the people that are in control are the ones with the most capital. I don't know who they are. They put Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk in front of us. They're basically like they're basically what the president is to the United States. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are that for the people that basically own most of the capital in the world, most of the money. So they want to have control. They want to that's where regulations are really coming in to slow everything down. Now, regulations being set are slow as well because they don't want to totally crush a market that they're going to eventually control. So, that being said, will Bitcoin go to 100,000? Most likely. Will it go to 250,000? Most likely not. But there's always a chance. It depends on how quickly these regulations come in. Now, the rest of the market, if Bitcoin is on an uptrend, then, in the medium term, then usually the whole market will be on this uptrend with Bitcoin. Now, being that there's examples being made of Bitcoin, XRP, I mean, we don't know what's going on with XRP until they figure it out behind the scenes. But once they do come out with the regulatory decision on XRP, that's when we're going to start to realize what coins we have that we probably shouldn't. Everything's a gamble otherwise. And that's how I look to invest in the market, is I try to get the closest to the regulations as possible, even if the coin's not yet being regulated. Now, this is where I start bringing up coins. Algorand, MIT professor, Silvio Macaulay, SEC, Gary Gensler, MIT professor, Hedera Hashgraph, Lehman Baird, MIT professor. MIT, university money. One of the leaders in technology globally. Now, if it's not a single entity, as in private entity, the institutions with the most money are universities. World-renowned universities have the most capital behind them because they lead the pack in where the direction is going, and in this case, it's technology. Now, Hedera Hashgraph has partnered up with other universities that I don't remember off the top of my head, and they're other leaders in technology. One being in, I believe, England, and one being in India. Now, when you look at the coins that you're investing in, I've said in the past, you have to look at the people you're investing in. You're investing in the person, the ideology that comes from the person developing the overall outlook of the cryptocurrency. Blockchain is a technology. It's been out. It got started with proof of work, and they were trying to control spam emails with it. Now, when you think about, sorry, I'm driving, so I do have to pay attention. When you think about all of that, what I just said, unless you're a day trader just gambling on the movement of this super volatile, super unpredictable market, and yes, you can catch things on the way up, and as long as you take your profits at some point, you don't have to worry if it goes back down. But depending on how active you are, if you're not sitting in front of a computer all day, that might not make the most sense to you. And the most advertisements are made towards that. You know why? They want everyone to be failing day traders. That's what makes these huge projects the most money. The transactions. Now, you guys are, this is generally speaking, but all you day traders that are making all these transaction fees for these, exchanges. Ethereum is its own exchange. You're paying gas for every single transaction made on Ethereum. It doesn't matter what layer 2 you use. The bigger the layer 2, like Polygon and Loopring, they're going to have a little bit more control over the gas fees because that's built into their programming. But you're fighting with the miners that are creating the new blocks in order to make these transactions, and those miners are making crazy money, and you're not going to keep them from that money unless you're paying up. So that's how I think of the market. I'm going to leave the majority of my money, and that's probably 85% of my portfolio, into the coins that are closest to regulation, and they're in the loop. These professors from MIT, they're in the loop. So that's where I'm going to put my money. That's where I think it's the safest in this generally unsafe market. And I feel like that's the main word that I'm spreading on this channel. Now, D-Race, 5% of my portfolio, if that. Rarible is 1% of my portfolio and growing, but it's, you know, it's going to be hard to catch up in percentages considering the other cryptos I have: Algorand, Hedera Hashgraph, Siacoin, all layer ones, by the way, all layer ones, all have been fighting regulations. Siacoin's been at it with Google. Google knows about Siacoin. Google tried to shut their servers down. That is bullish to me. They notice that there's competition out there that they can't totally control, even though they're trying. That's bullish to me. Not the Shiba to 1 cent, so it ends up being a $3 trillion market cap that doesn't even make sense because the market's not even at that. The overall market's not at that. So shoot for the 1 cent Shiba. Make the Ethereum ecosystem a ton of money that you'll never see because you're probably not even invested into Ethereum. And this is generally speaking, I'm not trying to, individualize anybody with that negativity, but I'm just saying, like, consider it. Gamblers come in and they go out, and then they only come back in once they make money at their day job. My money's been there. My money's been growing. I hardly have to move it around at all. So every time I think about crypto, I think positively because I know where I put my money. I don't have to move it all the time. Jersey Crypto, like, comment, hit the thumbs up button. I think we need a little bit more of this type of conversation. And again, I'm not saying I'm totally right, but I think I have a pretty good outlook considering I've been in it for 4 years now, 5 years now. Yeah, 5 years. Have a great day, guys.